Hey, my fellow Capricorn Nation. Hey guys, I hope you had a great week this week. Mercury is about to go direct, so just remember, there's always the calm before the storm. But once the storm is done, and you get to the other side, don't worry, okay guys? Just know that this is the final stage of Mercury retrograding right now, till next time, in a few, 3-4 months down the road. Alrighty, so Charlie, even though she's not joining us today, she did pick these cards. We laid them out up here. She picked them, so we're going to see what this reading is all about. And thank you, Charlie, for doing that. Alright, so here's this Thief card again, right? This Thief card, number 24, could be significant, 2 or 4, and also 6, guys. So we see this Thief, right? Here's this gentleman. Now, see how this gentleman is walking this woman on the inside of the sidewalk? I have to point this out because a great man, my father once taught me when I used to live in Hollywood when I was a very young girl, and he'd come visit me. Well, we were walking in Hollywood, just kind of sightseeing, taking my dad around and everything like that. And we turned the corner, and when we turned the corner, my dad basically took me and put me on the inside of the sidewalk. And that, for the first time, my dad, we didn't get to see each other and get to know each other until I was on my own at 17. So that was so impressive to me, what my father said. He says, a gentleman always walks a woman on the inside of a sidewalk, because if she's walking on the outside with him, that means he's selling her. If he's walking with a woman on the inside, she's on the inside sidewalk woman. And I think, especially you strong women, I think this is very, very important for you to understand. It's okay to be a strong woman, but yet be a woman at the same time. And if a gentleman, make sure that you are always on the inside of the sidewalk, walking side by side with you, not ahead of you or behind you at the same time. See how this thief, there's no way that thief right there could even get to this woman, because she's on the inside, and that guy is right there. He's not trying to get to that man. No, that little person there. Trying to get to the woman. Okay, that's very significant, Capricorn, and I want you guys to remember that. Like I said, a great man, my father taught me, a man should always, always walk on the outside. Not because he seems to think that he's more powerful or, or any of that. It's because a gentleman, always, that's how a gentleman behaves. Okay, Capricorn? Especially you females, well, but this is also very important for men, okay? The kind of person that you want to have in your life, you must become first, okay? So, even though there's a thief, to me, the story of this man and this woman walking on the sidewalk properly, okay? So, that might be significant for somebody. I'm going to set that down for now. Let's see what's next. All right. 19. Okay. Well, you see this coffin? Okay, so I think, I think it's very metaphorically speaking, guys. Alrighty? Because at the end of the day, there's nothing in life that we can do to ourselves to avoid the inevitable. That is death. Birth and death, sickness and aging is all part of life. I know we all try to do our best to try and slow it down as much as possible, but at the end of the day, we are humans, okay? We were born in this world, we were born into life, and and we leave this world in the same body that we have, to our next spot, our next generation, our next step, or next generation, for all I know. And then there's 19, 1 and 9 could be very, very significant, Capricorns, okay? So know that even though you see this, it could mean that there is a way of living that you guys have been living in, the way of patterns that you guys have been living in, that maybe all those things are dying, especially since Pluto came into Capricorn like a friggin' rolling stone back in 2000, and I'm pretty sure it was 9, because that sounds about right for me. So just know, Pluto came into our sign to help us remove anything that belongs in a coffin like this. So all those negative energies, all those negative thoughts, anything that are tapes that we play in our mental mind, okay, toss them in the coffin. Put them in a can. Put them in a coffee can, whatever, that's empty, and go take them somewhere and burn them. Burn them. by doing that, Capricorns, you guys are releasing those things that belong in this coffin. Okay, so this to me is not really literal, but you know, some of you guys may be losing somebody, and you know, maybe you guys know, and you are prepared for that as well. But that's only going to be for a few of you. For me, this is very metaphorically speaking. Okay, guys? 2008. You know, we're in first 2008. Charlie just reminded me quietly. Okay, so here we have this gentleman, right? So this is an older gentleman, right? And there's number 33, guys. So just know, for me, when you see that number 33 specifically, and look at how that light from the outside, that sunlight is glowing on this man. And yes, he's sitting there in that chair, probably in his study somewhere, or somewhere where this beautiful light is coming in through the, you know, the stained glass windows, right? And he's pondering something. He's got a lot on his mind. But as you can see that he's an older gentleman, so I'm sure he reminds me of the King of Swords, is what he reminds me of, like a mix between the King of Swords and the Capricorn. That's what this guy right here reminds me of. So he looks like he's in deep thought. He could be in deep meditation too, guys, okay? So there might be some current concerns that have, you know, come his way that he's got to think about. So he's actually doing the right thing, Capricorn. He's pondering things, and I can bet you this guy is probably pondering, okay, so if I go this way, what are the possible things, you know, that I could encounter along this way, okay? Good and not so good, okay? He's preparing himself for something, and that's what this card tells me. That's what they tell me. So there is an older gentleman, Capricorns. If it's not you, there might be some older gentleman in your life, Capricorn Nation, that has been thinking about you guys, and, you know, maybe they're very concerned about you. And so this looks like this person, since it is in our Capricorn tales, right? After all, we know that there must be somebody spectacular that is like this man here is thinking about us, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, okay? It's nice to have somebody think about you and be concerned about you. Look at Capricorn, great fortune. And there's 26. I like 26 because that's my birthday number. So look at that, Capricorn, look. So by all of that, taking all of that into consideration, again, it's the same thing, right, with the thief. Okay, well, sometimes the thief doesn't always mean there's a thief in the environment. That card, like I said, it specifically reminds me of my father in that moment, okay? And it reminds me of my mentor in life. His name is Daisaku Okada. Same thing. He has taught me through his actions, his words, and his deeds how a woman should be treated. Okay, so that also reminds me of that, and I think that there's some Capricorns out there that maybe, you know, that might be of importance for you. Now, if you can master those things, guys, and stuff, you just never know what's coming your way, okay? This great fortune means so much to me. This one reminds me kind of like the Justice card in a way, but it also reminds me of like a Tinkerbell, where she just, wherever she goes, she drops golden sparkle dust everywhere, and she leaves daisies and sunflowers and wildflowers in her wake, okay? And that's kind of like great fortune, okay? I think people misunderstand the great fortune and being, you know, sharing our fortune, because sometimes it's our wealth of knowledge, okay? Things that we have learned, you know, is great fortune that we can share with another human being, okay, Capricorns? I know that's very deep, but all of you guys out there that are relating to this right now and everything that I'm saying, I have no doubt in my mind, I have no doubt in my mind, guys, that you totally understand exactly what I mean with that great fortune. So I feel like there are a lot of Capricorns out there, and the universe is showering us with you know, all these great blessings, right? Because look at all that. Look at what she's doing. See that? I wouldn't be surprised, right? It looks like butterflies, but there's flowers in there too, right? Look, they're almost like daisies or sunflowers or black-eyed Susans, right? Those are, you know, happy flowers. So it looks like, you know, a lot of us will be, you know, showered with good things, good fortune, okay? Remember, no deed goes unlooked on, okay? There's always someone watching our actions, our words, and our deeds, okay? And you may not even know who's watching, okay? There might be somebody fantastic watching you guys, Capricorn, and you don't even realize that they're watching you because you're off doing your thing. You are doing you, Capricorn. That is very, very important. Okay, so before we start the reading, I want to look at these cosmic insights. So Charlie picked 3 for me. And now we get to see what they are. Thank you again, Charlie. Ooh, Capricorn, look at date night. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Get ready to be wined and dined. For all you Capricorns, you know what? It's a perfect day for Mother's Day. Maybe you guys are being wined and dined today, you know, for Mother's Day. You know, the people in your life that, you know, see the beautiful you that you are, all you Capricorn mothers. And by the way, Capricorn mothers like me, happy Mother's Day. I hope it's the most amazing, beautiful day for every single one of you. And just, you know, any surprise that comes your way, embrace it and say, thank you, universe. I appreciate it. Alrighty? And even if you've been with your partner for a very, very long time, Capricorn, you know, maybe you guys should go on a date like you guys did many, many years ago when you first met, you know? Make it a point to make a date night with the person that you love and who loves you. I think that's very, very important. And if you have no one, that's okay, Capricorn. Take yourself on a date. Pamper yourself, you know. Take yourself out to dinner. Have some fine wine, you know. Love all over yourself. Why not? We don't need somebody to love on us to feel love. You got to feel love from the inside out anyway, right? So, all you Capricorns, again, resonating with this reading. There might be some of you guys like, oh, I don't know anybody in my environment, you know, that I would like to take me out on a date, and I understand that too. Believe me. But maybe somebody might show up, Capricorn, unexpectedly. Maybe this gentleman that's very concerned about you, maybe he'll show up, and you'll be like, what? And you're not even expecting it. Okay? Put that right there. Next. Oh, see? Look, Capricorns, okay? They'll be back. Look at that. Maybe you'll get a message from somebody, right? Because you see there's a little message with a heart. It's kind of like, you know, I think that's awesome. I'm a writer. So for me, someone like me, for a handwritten message, a handwritten letter, you know, being sent out of the blue to me would mean the whole world to me. It's the simple things. It's the small things that matter the most. It's the small things that grow to be big, beautiful butterflies. Remember that always, okay? All right, they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Ooh, I can't wait to hear. There's some Capricorns out there. Somebody must think you guys are very, very, very special. And you know what? No doubt, because we are Capricorns. We are goats. We are the goat of the goats, right? We got Tom Brady, the goat of the football field. And by the way, that man is a great man. And anybody, you know, that can't see that, that's somebody that people should look up to, okay? That's a hero of the world to me. That us as humans, you know, I mean, if you want to be inspired by people in your life, I think, you know, you find those role models that show not only by their words, guys, but by their actions, okay? And you can tell that the words and the actions meet because they will come to your level when they understand you, okay, you know, and they will come eye to eye with you. And I had to tell somebody that. I don't know why. I think that was a very important message as well. Now let's look at this card here. All right, well, there we go. Look, guys, looks like we got some cross watcher. Hey, cross watcher, welcome to Capricorn land. We appreciate you stopping by. Look, spy, someone's got their eye on you. You are doing your research. So maybe you Capricorns, maybe you have your eye on someone. Or maybe someone's spying on you because they think you're so special that they want to get to know you before they come to you, Capricorn. So just remember that too, okay? For me, there's really no negative connotation with that spy, okay? I mean, some of you guys might have other people that are spying on you, but that's not part of this reading, okay? There might be somebody very significant, Capricorn, who has been having an eye on you. Maybe there are things that you said or you do because you tried to do your best to stand up and be a warrior in the eye of a hurricane, and you speak your truth even though, you know, you could lose everything. And maybe there's somebody out there, Capricorn, that sees all the wonderful things that you do. All right? And they've been watching you for a while, because not because they are a stalker, but because they're mesmerized. They're you know, they're mesmerized by the way you handle everything that life throws at you. And that's what that spy means to me, and that's what my guides are telling me. And I hope that makes sense to all of you that are understanding this reading. All right. Now, I had to turn my air conditioner off, and it's really, really hot where I live because I know that the sound of the air conditioner is very loud, and I want you guys to hear this message. So I'm hoping that we can kind of keep this one a little bit shorter. And by the way, again, Capricorns, I have, what's today? Today's the 14th. So more than likely, I'll at least get one video up a week while I'm in the middle of this transition, okay? 2 at the most. Because like I said, unless a miracle happens and there's support that comes my way unexpectedly, which, you know, we don't ever wait for that. We must always stand and do the things that we need to do, right? Until that happens, if it even happens, you know, we have to keep going. We have to keep doing the things that are, you know, in front of us in the here and now, whether we want to or not, you know? Because you never know when it's the one last time that you will ever have to do something, you know, really hard, or lift a heavy thing, you know? Things like that. So you just never know. So I think that spy thing is really, really cool card to come out. All right. And if you're still here with me, Capricorns, that are still here with me right now, thank you so much. Thank you for hanging in there with me through this reading. All right. So, all right. Woohoo! Capricorn Nation, I love it. This is so cool. Okay, now this, if you ask me, when we have this reading already starting out as powerful and as positive and as amazing as these cards are, even if they don't look like it, doesn't matter, because we're going from lower energies to higher energies, okay? So, again, maybe somebody wants to take you on a date, Capricorn, and that's why they're spying on you, because maybe they want to blow your socks off, technically, on a first date. So keep that in mind too. And you know what, and if that happens for you, Capricorn, the angels and my guides told me, you know, allow it to happen. Allow somebody to appreciate and value you, okay? Allow somebody to get back to you, Capricorns, that are understanding this reading. Allow somebody to get back to you. Allow your heart to open, okay? Because you never know. You never know. Don't judge a book by the outside. It's always, do their actions supersede their words, always, okay? And now, I love it. Look at that. There's that high priestess. Oh, look at that. She's got that top hat that I like so much. I have a small head, which is kind of cool because I can wear kids' hats and girls' hats and stuff like that. Usually adult hats don't fit my head very much because, again, I'm very small-boned, and so is my head. I think that was kind of funny. There she is, right? She's got her hand on the crystal ball. She's like, hey, Capricorn, look, I got these cards. And see how they're not, you don't know what cards they are, right? Because they're not flipped over, so they don't tell you what the tarot card is in there. But she's got something to tell you guys, Capricorn, the ones of you that are still here with me and that are relating to this reading. And I totally understand this. And technically, even though the High Priestess is the number 2 in the tarot, we have to remember that there's always the Fool, which starts at 0, right? So this is also a very significant number. 2 High Priestess is also the 3rd card in the major arcana so there are some of you Capricorns that are truly, truly tapping into your High Priestess energy, and it doesn't have to be just female, okay? But we're just gonna go with the pictures on the card. Alrighty? And I bet you she has a wealth of knowledge in that top hat of hers, right? And look at those eyes, right? So that's like, to me, is like that 3rd eye, right? So it's almost like the universe is sending her messages through that top hat, right? And with the 3rd eye, you know, even though she's looking at you, you see how her 3rd eye is looking around. Okay? So I think that's very significant. But we're going to see what the cards say. Whew, it's very hot in here. All right. All right, so, oh, let's look, okay, yeah, sorry about that, forgot. High Priestess in the steampunk real quick. She's completely batty. I tell you, didn't say a word the whole time. Just sat there smiling at me. I think that's awesome. So the core meaning for her says something that can only be understood through experience. But bam, I don't need to say any more than that. That's what I have been talking about. Remember how I said, you know, maybe this gentleman here could be thinking about one of you Capricorns, or, you know, you Capricorns out there, right? Maybe he's concerned about you, you know, because he has a wealth of knowledge, because he's an older gentleman, right? He's kind of like a grandpa, or, you know, and wise age, you know, wise sage to me as well. Okay, and so maybe he's sending you messages in the form through your High Priestess energy as well. Okay, so to me that makes the most sense. Okay, I have to say that again, cut myself off. Gotta reread that one last time. Something that can only be understood through experience. And that is what I have been talking to you guys about. You know, we cannot understand another human being's suffering, struggles, or sorrows unless somehow, some way we've been there on our own level in some way. You know, it takes a lot for somebody who has not been through something that you have been through to take themselves out of themselves and see a person struggles as their own, even if maybe they haven't gone through it. Okay, guys? If somebody can do that for you, trust and know that if they can empathize with you, even though they haven't really walked the path that you have walked, Capricorn, those are the people you keep at all costs, you know? Those are the people who understand you through and through. And even when they don't understand you, Capricorn, they do their best to be this High Priestess so that they can understand you. And maybe, you know, there isn't somebody wanting to understand you, but you know what? You step into your own High Priestess energy, Capricorn, so that you can truly understand yourself, the inner workings of your mind, and why you took the actions that you take. And, you know, if you can see it all from the middle way, you know, not really your side or anyone else's side, but from the true reality of it, I'm telling you right now, you will succeed. Period. Okay. All right. Next, what do we got for Capricorns? What do we got for my awesome Capricorns out there? All right. Okay. Okay, now we have the Seven of Wands. And as we know, like, look at her, right? We know that Seven of Wands is basically you're, like, standing up, you know, you're standing around, you're defending your own position, right? But for me, you know, to truly be able to defend and stand your own position like this woman is here, you know, you have to understand what you are standing up for, what position that you are understanding. You must understand it not only mentally, physically, spiritually, heart and soul, like, you know, alrighty, and know your truth, not because somebody else told you the truth, because you went out looking for your truth, things you needed to do, you gave yourself all the knowledge that you needed, you gave yourself everything that you needed so that you could stand on this pedestal right here and go, you know what, I am going to defend my position, not because I don't know what I'm talking about or what I'm saying or what I'm defending. That has nothing to do with it at all. I am defending my position because I know it is correct and it's the correct thing to do, because I had to go through whatever I had to go through to get to this level where I can stand here up here straight up like that, like a little warrior king or queen, and defend my position properly. Okay, I've done the work. I've done the work inside out. I've looked their side, my side, and I tried to come up with the middle way, and that's what I'm defending, the ultimate truth, okay, for me, right? Because we can only do for us, and people are either going to join the ride or they're going to wash away and go in a different direction. But that's okay. When people wash away, the ones who join the ride, you might be picking up new people, okay, that are of same mind as you, Capricorn, you know, and, you know, that's what I think. That's what that tells me right now. Now, as we know with the Nine of Wands, you know, well, you know, we get, like, some Nine of Wands is basically doing the same thing over and over again. And maybe we all have been, that are relating to this reading, have been doing the same thing over and over again, right? You know, making the same choices, changing the scenery, right? You're changing the scenery, you're changing everything else, you know, but you can't change the fundamental principle of the underlining thing that is the reason why we keep making those same choices all the time. You have to look at the fundamental principles within you, all right? And once you understand that, then I think, you know, become a solid self, you know, be planted. Then you kind of be like this guy, right? So now he's looking out there, right? He's got that flame going. He goes, I'm looking out on the horizon because I know there's something coming my way. You know, there's something coming my way. I work through these wands, and I am going to choose to do something different. I'm going to trust that they are going to show up. They're going to appear just exactly as it is meant to be. I'm going to release, let go, and I'm just going to keep looking forward. See how he's looking forward, even with that little peephole, right? You know, but he's looking forward. He's got that flame going, right? And, you know, just remember, you know, there's always the calm. I mean, there's always dark before the light, okay? It just seems to be that way when we make a monumental landing. So it looks like he's about to go on a monumental journey, right? To land. This is an important one. Alrighty. See, I'm trying to, Alright guys, now here we go. Right? Because he's manifested something, okay? So that's you, Capricorn. That's us, Capricorns. There's something, you know, that we have manifested. And you know what? Even though maybe you made the same choices all the time, be kind, be gentle with yourself. Because, you know what? Maybe through each choice that you made, Capricorn, you lessened it, okay? So even though you made 3 choices with 3 different situations that look the same technically, but yet their outer appearance is like separate altogether, but you know what? Once you figured that out, you go, okay, well, I don't want to make this choice again, so I'm going to step up and I'm going to, you know, make something different. And then you might make the same couple choices again and go, you know what? God does look different, but the energy is still the same. So without resistance, we cannot, you know, we cannot truly tell the universe what we want. We cannot truly manifest what we want that is hidden in the deepest, darkest crevices of not only our heart and our soul, right? Just waiting for us to manifest it. Okay, so you might have had to kiss a lot of frogs too, Capricorn, to get to a prince. And that is okay too, or a princess, you know. It doesn't matter, put it where it fits. But just know, we are Capricorn, and these next 3 years, it is the rise of the goats, the rise of the Capricorns, okay? I know it. And stuff like that. And see how he's got his sword down, he's got his cup in his hand, and he's toasting, he's celebrating, right? There's the wands behind him, and there's that infinity sign above his head, right? Like, this guy is a powerful manifester. So this is you, Capricorn. All of you that are relating to this, I was going to call it a movie again. I get stuck on some kind of movie. So maybe there's a movie I'm about to make. I don't know. Eventually, I would like to make one. I have a great idea. But for now, it's near and dear to my heart because it's something that I'm building from the ground up, you know, and I'm learning from the ground up. But it's all coming together. It's all coming together. All right. Okay, so now this card was upside down. So I'm going to take it. They tell me to keep it as it is. So I got to move this over. All right. Now, the 5 of Pentacles, like I said, I don't normally do upside down. But to me, she's been coming in upright this whole time, though. For this time, she flipped over, and I didn't see the card until I turned it over, and it was upside down. So I feel like, you know, maybe this situation, here's this woman and this child, right? Because we know when we look at this card, guys, right? You see how she's like, you know, got the kid by the hand, and, you know, looks like the world kind of put her and her child out in the cold, right? And so she's been navigating probably in the dark, coldest winter of the nights. I call it Sado Island myself, and Those of you that understand about Saddle Island will understand exactly what I'm talking about. All right, but this one's upside down now. So whatever it is that you did, Capricorns out there, okay, you know, just know that maybe being out in the cold trying to protect your kid all this time, you know, she's protecting this kid. Maybe all this time you've been sending out all these, like, you know, desires, you know, all these dreams, everything that was hidden within you that probably maybe wouldn't have been able to come out if you weren't out in the cold, like, you know, feeling down on your luck and things like that, feeling lost, alone, woman and child in tow, guys. But just know, as long as you don't quit, there's always a rainbow, right? There's always a rainbow when it rains and the sun is shining at the same time. So why can't you create a rainbow within your own life, in your own heart? You know, just be true to yourself, guys. And I think that there are a lot of us out there that need to hear that message. I know I do, and if I do, then others do too. Okay? And now we have the Three of Cups, okay? And now that you're coming out of the cold, Capricorn, you're going to be celebrating. You see that? She's like celebrating with her friends. Okay, there's going to be something that's going to make you celebrate, you know, make you dance. And maybe you are that woman and that child out in the cold, but now that you're coming out of the cold, you and your child, guess what? You know, you guys are going to have something really special to celebrate. And even if I'm talking to Capricorns that don't have a child, but if you're relating to this reading, then you know exactly what I'm talking about with that Three of Cups, okay? Alrighty, so we're going to do the bottom now, because they said do the bottom before we close with the months, because it's getting very hot in here for me and my dogs and my kid. Alright, so now we have the Seven of Pentacles, alrighty? So, like, we know with the Seven of Pentacles, it's about, you know, being just, you know, like, to me, it's about working behind the scenes. I have a great mentor in my life, and he talks about the value of being the first one to show up on the scene when people are in need that, you know, could use a hand, and being the last one to leave to make sure that they are okay before you depart. And I think that's very, very important. And, you know, he always talks about working behind the scenes, you know, not only for our happiness, because if we're working behind the scenes, you know, with others, it also goes to us, because when you light a candle for one, you light a candle for others. I'm here to tell you that. And even if it seems like, you know, nobody's watching and nobody cares, you know, because you're lighting these candles, and maybe you got a lot of people that have been taking, but know that whatever choices that you've been doing, everything that you've been doing, all that hard work, you know, you've been working on these pentacles, right? He's also taking note. He's taking notice of, you know, things, and maybe he's got a little bit of things that he's got to correct, but he's patiently, he's dedicating, and he's looking at things, and you are going to be rewarded for that. I promise you, Capricorn, because this tells me that there is some kind of good news. I mean, it is a pentacle. We are pentacles, so there may be many of you Capricorns out there that might have some good financial news coming your way, and it may show up just in the nick of time, okay? So just don't quit before the moon over the capital is shining, okay, on the 12th day. Just don't quit on the 11th hour. Don't quit on yourself. Absolutely, right? So now there you are, you're defending yourself, and here comes in this King of Cups. Hey, Capricorn, look at me, right? And there he is. He's got that top hat, and there he is, like the High Priestess, right? So this King of Cups, he's very balanced in his heart and mind, right? And he's probably, you know, he probably lives by the seat of his pants in a way, you know, but he does it from the heart and soul, okay? So this King of Cups, he's very warm, right? He's very kind, and, you know, he's very caring, and he could be in a creative field, guys, okay? So it could be somebody like that, because he's a very creative man. He's very talented. He's very artistic, right? Because he creates from a balanced heart and mind, but he also creates from his heart and his soul, right? But I think that's pretty fantastic, because this is you. We started out with the High Priestess, and look at this, guys. So maybe this King of Cups is coming into your life, Capricorn, because he sees the amazing High Priestess of you, Capricorn, that High Priestess within the depths of your life, you know, your being. And he's toasting to you. He says, you know what? You are beautiful. You are awesome. You are amazing. You know, I love the beauty inside, right? Because I'm the King of Cups. Yes, I am the King of Cups. All right, and maybe he sees you, Capricorn, defending yourself, defending your position, And maybe he feels so enamored by you, going, wow, that Capricorn doing all of that all by themselves, you know? So you never know who's watching, Capricorn. Maybe there's a King of Cups watching you, right? Because we did have the spy. And maybe he's watching you in admiration for all the work that you do. Maybe you inspire him. Have you ever thought of that? And maybe he's willing to defend your position alongside you. Okay, again, now we have this thing, you know, with the Six of Cups. Now we know with the Six of Cups, this is happiness from the past and things like that. Now, I'm going to tell you, because of this reading, there's nothing bad or anything in this reading that would make anybody think that there's some kind of jerk scumbag, scum of the earth on the bottom of your foot that you just want to push away. Be this guy bringing this flowers to this woman with these cups. Know that if somebody appears from your past, it's not going to be anybody but somebody that maybe, you know, has a fond memory with you, okay? Or, you know, somebody that is connecting with you, okay? But with that Six of Cups, as we know, right? It's about having old friends, you know, happiness from the past. There could be some old love revived, right? Because you are celebrating. You're coming out of the cold, Capricorn. Rightfully so. Who's ever relating to this reading. And look, you got the Three of Cups there. There's another celebration card, though. And maybe this King of Cups is on his way to you. He's going to bring you some flowers, right? Maybe he had to take time out and go spying on my Capricorn. Well, what is it that my Capricorn likes? Because when I come to her, I really want to impress the hell out of her. Or when I come to him, I really want to impress the hell out of him because, you know, because I'm solid from the inside out, not outside in. Okay, because now, look, Capricorn, see, I'm telling you, right? And there you are. There's the Master Magician, right? That's the Master Manifester. And there you are. Look at you and bask in all your glory. Look at that. Wearing that gold. Walking down there. I bet you the whole world can see you make a grand entrance. Because that's what Capricorns do. We make a grand entrance. Yes, we do. We have no problem being able to mold and dress ourselves to the occasion. But we do it with style and grace. Style and grace. So, you know what? Yeah, Capricorns we are amazing role models for this world. We are, okay, because we're very strong and we know what it's like to climb the mountains. And so it's time for us to enjoy, you know, the plateaus, okay, that we have manifested for ourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so there is a King of Cups. Maybe he's on his way to you, and maybe he is also this powerful magician, you see. You know, you never know. Because now look at, here, Charlie, can you hold,
Sure.
the King of Cups at least for me? Okay, guys, now look. So we got the King of Cups, right? And look at the cards. Can you move it over just a little bit more? So they all fit. Now look at. So here's this King of Cups. So you guys have somebody from the past. He's coming to bring you some flowers, right? Or, you know, vice versa. You know, obviously if you're a Capricorn male, it's the other way around. But for you Capricorn females, there's going to be somebody, and if you want anybody to come your way, the best king in all the decks is first the King of Cups, then the King of Pentacles, okay? Alrighty, there's a reason why the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles are the ultimate tens in the tarot deck, so keep that in mind. So there you go. And maybe he has also manifested you, so maybe he did his own work within his life, Capricorn, right? And maybe being that woman and child out in the cold was, you know, in a way, you know, obviously nobody wants to suffer, right? But, you know, life happens at times, you know, things happen beyond our control. We can only control our present here and now and our circumstances, you know, our mind, our thoughts, our feelings. We can only control from within, right? So maybe this experience of that woman being out in the cold with her child, as terrible as it sounds, okay, because nobody wants any woman or child out in the cold like that, ever. But maybe because of this happening and because she's spending day and night, right, protecting this child, right, and making sure this child is safe, well, you know, maybe she was able to, you know, those times in the cold, like being on Sado Island, forced on Sado Island, because I know exactly how that feels. you know, you were able to see things from a better perspective, right? A better perspective, right? And so all that knowledge, all that internal knowledge through experience and you know, from the experience of this being out in the cold is such a wealth of knowledge, Capricorn, okay? And not only that, it gave you the opportunity to see things from a different perspective. And you see how she's not in the cold anymore, her and her child. So you guys that are relating to this reading, this is really, really important, okay? I really feel that way. All right. And maybe, just maybe, it sent you in the right direction on this spiritual journey of yours. Okay, guys? There's that Eight of Cups. There it is, right? Eight of Cups is basically walking away. You know, it's about abandoning things that no longer serve you, right? And it's about getting rid of a disillusion. It's about letting go, leaving behind. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, and you know what? That does take a lot of strength and a lot of courage, like this card is. We know this is a strength card. This is also another major arcana. But look how she kneels down, right? So she's kneeling down. She's coming eye to eye with this tiger, which means that this lion, that means that she's being very gentle and she's being very respectful to this lion, all right? Because she, you know, she's got to come down and speak to him on his level, but that doesn't mean that she's coming down in a negative way, right? Because this lion, we know, is a mighty powerful lion, right? And it probably may be scared. She could be scared of the lion, going, oh my goodness, right? This lion could friggin' eat me at any moment. But you see how it's protected? You see how it's protected? All right, if you could just muster the strength within you, okay, and, you know, take out anything that does not serve you anymore. Have the courage to look it in the eye, Capricorn is so powerful, all right, but yet be gentle with yourself and kind with yourself in the process, okay? And like I said, because you learn how to, you know, from being out in the cold, right? You're out in this cold, you're learning so many valuable things if you are really paying attention, if you are really taking what life throws at you, lemons and all, and you're taking it to make lemonade stand, right? Just tossing a little bit of powerful little Tinkerbell sugar on it and making something bad into something amazing, right? Because there it is, there's the judgment, right? Now the universe has been watching you all along, right? They've been seeing this and they're really impressed with you, Capricorn, okay? This is also about releasing and letting go, number 20, all right? And I think that's pretty significant as well. But it also represents a renewal, a revival, all right? And maybe, just maybe, Capricorn, this King of Cups is being sent to you because it's a heavenly connection. It was spiritually guided, you know what I mean? It was spiritually guided for you, okay? All right, you know, what better kind of person for a Capricorn than a King of Cups, a water, you know, somebody who's got water in them, okay? Because what plenishes the earth more than anything else? Air, fire, or water. I rest my case. All right, and maybe he's coming in to defend the position with you, right? All right, because he heard the call. He heard the call to come to you. That's why he's showing up right now, because of the Eight of Pentacles, right? So now he's there. He's showing up because, you know what? He says, you know, I see how hard my Capricorn has been working. I see her, you know, diligently, patiently, you know, taking stock of everything, you know. And now I want to come in and I want to help this Capricorn, you know. Why not? Why not? Because, you know, that Capricorn's, that, you know, totally amazing. See? Because now you got the Six of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles. And my queen that I absolutely love next to the Capricorn in this tarot deck. She's my second favorite. And there she is. And maybe you guys don't even know who this person is. Maybe they've been watching you all along, Capricorn. Maybe they're taking notice of you and they think that you are freaking spectacular, right? Because you never know in these days and age, in the age of Aquarius, who really is paying attention. You may think that there's nobody out there paying attention, but as you can see, look, you know, the Queen of Swords is usually considered the hard queen, right? The hard-nosed queen, right? But look how beautiful this queen is. I mean, she's just luxury, and look how her sword's just sitting right there, right? And she's allowing that gentleman to reach out his hand to her. She's taking his hand. So maybe it's just a little thing of allowing others to help you, Capricorn, to be there for you, even though 9 other times you thought these people would be there for you, but it only takes that one moment in time. Just think of Eminem, right? You only get one shot, one chance to not blow that opportunity. It only comes once in a lifetime. So if there's a once in a lifetime opportunity, Capricorn, that's coming your way, do your best to get out of that Swords energy, okay? And find your way to incorporate the Capricorn and this Queen of Swords together. And I'm telling you, because she's a no-nonsense, you know what? She's cut out any bullshit. Excuse my language. I don't know why I'm swearing. I don't normally swear, but she'll cut out any bull crap. She will cut you to pieces. But you know what? This one is very gentle, and she's right below the Capricorn and the Magician. Okay? And sometimes, Capricorn, you need to get into that Queen of Swords energy, right? Because if you're a powerful manifester, you need to cut through any of the, you need to be very perceptive. You need to cut down through any of that crap, right? Cut it out. Move it. Goodbye. Goodbye. We don't need you anymore. Thank you for showing up. Because you've done all that. Look at that. Here she is. Hey, Capricorn. Justice is going to be served to you now. You see that now the cards are right side up, right? So there's all those cards, right? So, and I can tell you, Charlie has already seen those cards before, and I think one of our readings, she had brought them out. And so look at that. So there's justice. I think that's amazing. So no longer are you out of the cold. You're out of the cold, right? And maybe it's something about your experience, Capricorn, that maybe you share with other people. And it might take a lot of courage for a Capricorn to share with people. Because Capricorns that I know are very private individuals, okay? So, maybe she shared her story with the right person somewhere along the way, and you know what? It made them have to see things, their life. Maybe had to see their life from a different perspective, this King of Cups, right? And now maybe he understands your situation, or she understands your situation, Capricorn, because of you, because of your heart, because you've been protecting that baby cub of yours, right? Now justice is coming for you. Justice is coming for you. Ha! Charlie! Okay. All right. It's the end of all those people. See, look. Goodbye, right? So, you've done the work. You put everything in that coffin. You put it in a coffee can. You went and you burned it up, right? You used your fire energy and you burned up all those concerns, all those things that you've been holding on to from the past that no longer serve you. And that's where the death and rebirth is. And that's where the transformation is, okay? And by doing all of that, last card before I pick the months of the year. And there you are, Capricorn, 10 of Pentacles. Didn't I say? So the 10 of Pentacles, to me, I think the 10 of Cups is amazing. But the 10 of Pentacles is a solid foundation, a solid legacy. That 10 of Pentacles, to me, is the ultimate 10. It's financial and family security. It's property. It's inheritance. It's legacy. It's foundations. It's everything, that we all deserve to have, when we take the time to do the work inside out. Okay? So some of you guys will have, you could have this guy that's concerned about you, but this 10 of Pentacles is also that great fortune card, okay? And this, again, because she's got the tarot card, it's face down, right? All right, just know, by doing all these things, there is somebody probably watching you, Capricorn, but for all the right reasons, okay? They see your heart. They see who you are, and they maybe want to offer you this 10 of Pentacles. So if somebody shows up, Capricorn, get out of your way. Get out of your way, okay? Especially if you've done the work, you will know who they are. You will have no doubt, because their actions will supersede their words in the most amazing way ever. You'll see. Because how could anybody not love a Capricorn who protected their child in the dead of winter in the night, out in the cold with nowhere to go, and transform from the inside out with the death card? How can they not have somebody out there who's going to see, as I call it, the Buddha inside both the mother and child, and not want to give them this 10 of Pentacles, this foundation and legacy? Who wouldn't? Because they courageously and bravely withered, and withstood the test of time in the cold, in the dark, and had no idea what they were doing. But you know what? They had unflinching faith and trust in themselves and the powers that be to guide them, right? Because they're the high priestess. That's you. All right, so I hope this message is loud and clear for everybody that wants to read it. And Charlie's going to do me a favor before we close. She's going to open up these 4 cards that we picked, and we're going to put the months of the year down. And we'll talk to you again. What do you got? October. All right, so last October could be something significant, Capricorn, for you guys. Or, you know, it could be any October. It could be previous Octobers where maybe some kind of inner transformation was taking place. Or you might see, you know, your rewards really start to take flight in October. Okay. Well. Now Charlie's showing me November. So here it is. Now this card came out and I saw it and then I pushed it back in the thing. And I told Charlie, let's try it again if November came out again. Well, there it is, November. So November to me, either, you know, well, we've had a lot of eclipses and stuff in November and a lot of impact on Capricorn Nation, all right? So I have no doubt that November is a significant month for us, past, present, and future, okay? All right, what else you got? December. Ooh, hello, my December Capricorns. So maybe you December Capricorns, maybe you started seeing these inner transformations start to, you know, show externally, you know, and stuff like that. But maybe something happened around your birthday. And last card, because it is roasting in here. April. So maybe, look at that. Those remind me of cherry blossoms and stuff, you know. Look, they're blooming and everything. But you know, with a cherry blossom tree, you know, in the winter, you know, it's just a tree stick. It's just sticks, right? You don't see any flowers blooming or nothing like that because they're resting for the winter, you know, so that when spring comes around, they can bloom mighty, mighty, beautiful blooms. So maybe something happened for you guys in April. It's spilling on over, you know, in the coming months. But April has come up quite a few times. Or next April could be very significant for a lot of you Capricorns too. All right? So thank you for being there and hanging in with me, Capricorns. And again, like I said, I've got so much to do and very little time to get it done. I'm going to do my best to make sure I give you guys at least 2 great readings. And if it can only be 1 for a few weeks, that's going to have to do. But as long as I am able to, I will continue to do these readings. And again, thank you everybody that has been following the channel, following us religiously. I really appreciate you so much. Don't forget to tap that like button. Subscribe to the channel, because the more Capricorns connected, the more powerful our energies are, Capricorn. And lastly, please leave me any message, you know, any message from you guys, because I love hearing from you guys, you know, and I love it when my readings connect with you guys. So there you go. There's your reading. Thank you for stopping by the channel. This is Capricorn Tales. We are dedicated to all our fellow Capricorns out there, the most amazing goats of all goats. Right? All right, guys. So have a great week. Have a great happy Mother's Day to all my beautiful Capricorns out there. And I'm sure all of you guys are blessed today by, you know, even if it's something small. If somebody does something small for you guys, you know, if there's nobody else, like say the kid does something small, cherish it, because that's a gift. The smallest things are the biggest and the best gifts that we could give, and give ourselves and give others, okay? So know that too. I'll see you soon. Aloha.